3 years, I ran a marketing agency and never once made a YouTube video. Then one of my co-founders started a channel from scratch, has completely proved that was a mistake in just 6 weeks. So in this video, we are going to deep dive into why every founder should be making YouTube videos from the very person who has pushed against this for years. So that channel I mentioned was my co-founder Harry's channel. 6 weeks ago, he had never made a YouTube video. If you look at it now, he has over 1,000 subscribers and you can see how fast it is growing. It is snowballing rapidly. His videos are now reaching thousands of people every single day, all clearly interested in what we do as an agency. I have well and truly been proven wrong. Or have I? Because one of the things that made me tentative to go down the long form content route was we are after clients, not just views. And maybe you are thinking the same thing watching this video. Well, you can see that that is not the case. There is definitely a correlation between getting eyes and traffic on your videos and clients being signed. You can see the statistics here. You might be a great example if you're watching this video. Your ideal clients are swimming in the YouTube pool. Nearly every founder I know is watching YouTube videos, whether that's in their spare time, in their lunch break, on the way to work. And analyzing why Harry's channel has done so well, it got me really thinking about where lead generation and marketing is heading in the next few years, with AI being in the slap bang center of it. And I have come to one single conclusion. The way to stand out in the next 2 to 3 years is going to be being a real face and telling your story as a founder on camera. Everything else, all the other marketing channels, are very likely to be swarmed by AI slop and unnecessary volume. So here's what I misunderstood completely about YouTube and why you should be thinking the same as me. Just a quick one, if you're new around here, I will be continually making marketing content for founders who are looking to pick up tips, tricks, maybe some stories and experiences from us running a marketing agency over the last 4 years. I will be posting at least 3 times a week, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Anyway, back to the video. To explain super clearly why I have this insight, I want to take you back to the first product that we went all in on at Leader. So back in 2022, 2023, we were some of the first movers in the video email space. So sending personalized video emails on cold email. And because of our backgrounds, we didn't have any coding experience. We were genuinely a startup with an idea and a bit of proof of concept. We had run it for a business, this new personalized video emails, and it had taken off. We were getting video view rates of above 40% with positive reply rates above 12%. It was crazy. You'll be able to see here, we were running the system in a crazy startup way. We purchased 8 Mac Minis, we had 8 monitors. We manually had to set up scripts that would move the mouse on the screen to create our videos each day for our clients. It was really crazy looking back. But it was working. Our growth was very, very fast. All until one fateful day in late 2024. If anyone has any experience in the cold email space, there was a deliverability crisis. Basically, overnight, all the main email service providers made their spam filters extraordinarily harder to get through to the inbox. So videos sent on emails suddenly became redundant overnight. And the reasons that ESPs were doing this, because of ChatGPT at the time, people being able to send so many more emails, they had to tighten their junk or spam filters. So you can start to see how, if we extrapolate over the next 2 to 3 years, this is going to be a common pattern. There is going to be pushback from different platforms around AI generated content. I've even seen on Instagram now it has a tag that says this video is AI. And this is going to be something that catches out a lot of businesses. I genuinely think there's going to be a push towards real people, real faces, real stories. So after cold email, we were ScoreApp's #1 partner, so Daniel Priestley's SaaS tool, we were the #1 partner. So we really lent into that for a couple of years. So using all different methods of traffic to get people to ScoreApps on behalf of clients. So we were using LinkedIn DMs, LinkedIn content, paid ads were a big part of our strategy. But once again, what we started to see was the attention we would get from those channels was almost rented. We were catching people, we were like landing into someone's LinkedIn DMs or on someone's screen for a moment, trying to grab attention, get them to take a quiz, but they certainly weren't trusting the brands. And that gets you some success, right? That is a normal direct strategy where that is how you get clients. However, this leads me into the main point #1 around why you should be making content as a founder. And it is all about how there is no other channel out there apart from potentially cold calling, but it's not the same, where you can get undivided attention from a prospect for 10 to 15 minutes. And bear in mind, they are just listening to you for 10 to 15 minutes. They are not like answering questions or anything like that. They are purely understanding who you are, what you do, why they should trust you, what your IP is, what's your backstory. If you compare that attention to any other channel, let's just take LinkedIn DMs for a second. Someone might scroll through your profile, they might have a look at your experience, but they actually don't hear you. They don't hear you speaking words. They don't actually read your LinkedIn posts in your voice. The only way you can actually do that is on camera and actually speaking in long form video. And the trust levels when this happens are incomparable. We are regularly getting close rates from sales calls only from YouTube in the high 70%. There is a weird dynamic there where you have positioned yourself as an expert. And I challenge you to have a think about it. If you were to watch a YouTube video and there was a very good offer or the ability to book a call and you had the problem they were talking about, would you already position them as a person of authority, or would you be almost more on the back foot? Just compare that to if you've booked in a call from a cold email, an ad, or a LinkedIn DM. It's a completely different idea. And so we'll move on to point #2. YouTube and long form content opens up some crazy opportunities when done right. So I will revert back to our ScoreApp partnership with Daniel Priestley. Were, I would say, more of an execution partner for them. So behind the scenes, we would very much have partner requests that come in and we would speak to the prospect and help them build ScoreApps, do it for them, and run marketing strategies around the ScoreApp. But there was some communication with ScoreApp, but it wasn't, like I said, it was more of an execution partner. Like we were helping them out and we were in return getting clients. However, that all changed when Mitchell, so our other co-founder here at Leader, started making content maybe 4, 5, 6 months ago. Daniel actually sat down and watched a few of Mitch's videos because he was talking about quiz funnels and ScoreApps. He loved the way his ideas were coming across. And what came out of that was some full filming days with Daniel, a very much more hands-on partnership. We've been part of their accelerator community. Well, I have personally sat down and done an 1.5-hour webinar going through how to build a really complex ScoreApp for their enterprise clients. And I don't think we would have got that opportunity if Mitch was not making YouTube content. If Mitch had just sent a DM to Daniel, very likely it was ignored. If Mitch had sent him an email, very likely it might have been ignored. However, Daniel from his own accord watched the video, reached out or sent an email to their head of partners, and she in turn reached out to Mitch and said, Daniel, loved one of your videos, let's maybe get some more collaborations going. And linked to this, I'm going to put this in the opportunities bracket. I'm going to call it the reversed cycle. So if we look at a previous way that we might have run maybe a new project, what we would have done is we would have made the best assumptions we possibly could about a new project based on things we understood about an audience or a target market. And we would have gone ahead and built a product or service around those assumptions. We would have then used paid strategies to go into the market, test it, try and get people towards the thing that we had built. And to capitalize on those paid strategies, we'd have an offer. And that offer, once again, would be an educated deduction based on past offers or some equations that we know work in different spaces. The traffic became the key driver here because you would need a significant amount of traffic to test the different angles that we were putting into the market. So the problem we typically might have is we have a limited strategy budget. The client we might be working with does not have an audience, or it's very minimal. They are not a key person of influence in their space. So what would typically happen, we would build something, we can only put paid strategies out to a certain amount, and sometimes the deductions we would make is that we just don't have enough data. And that's a tricky place to be in. What we have found running these long form content engines, obviously for ourselves and our co-founders, but also our clients, is it's a switch around. It's a reverse cycle. So picture, free content goes out, your long form YouTube videos go out there, your content engine is repurposed across different platforms. You have an audience. And you might see from that audience some key marketing signals. So you might be like, they are loving this video. This is done really well. There's loads of comments on it. The views are through the roof. And it's about a smaller topic around your product or service. So I'll do an example. The videos that are doing specifically well for Harry are on LinkedIn DM strategies. And that is a small part of our overall content engine. So what has this allowed us to almost understand is we can craft an offer, a smaller offer, away from our normal full done for you engine that targets this specific audience and demographic who are really liking his content in that space. The offer in this cycle can actually come before the build. So we are putting out a community offer at the moment. For part of the community will be a deeper dive into some LinkedIn DM strategies, but there's also loads more that we can provide to that community. We are getting people to sign up for that community before it's even built. Once we have that attention and once we have that proof of concept, we will go and build the community extra fast, spend the late nights, pull an all-nighters, get that community built. But think of how different that is compared to the previous cycle that I said. We are not putting out the stuff out there and really just having no idea what's going on. And it's all built around the audiences we are building on YouTube and our content engines. And the final point I want to make about it, and bear in mind, these have all been almost some of the side points, the normal way that we might talk about a content engine for a founder. What is the main thing they're missing out on? It is going to be, with consistency and quality videos, your ICP will watch you and they will become clients, or at least signal interest in what you have to offer. But the one thing that I personally am seeing when scripting these videos out, it is really making me clarify my thoughts around what we are offering here at Leader. So for me to script 3, 4, 15-minute videos a week, I need to be crystal clear on my beliefs in what we do. So the assumptions that we are building the business off, the patterns and the data that I am seeing, what is resonating with audiences, I need to factor all of this into my thinking. And being able to actually explain that in 15 minutes, I don't think a lot of founders actually get in the position where they need to explain what they're doing, why they're doing it, and why people should work with them out loud in front of people who are going to watch it. And I actually think that's the single biggest thing that has helped me and our business progress in the last 6 to 8 months, especially when Mitch first started his channel, and the way that we have built Harry's channel in such a short space of time. It's because we have seen how to present our ideas, the assumptions we are making, why they are correct, and also how to position this in the market. So there you have it. They're my key points, almost like why I was wrong. Why did I put it off? And looking back, if I'd started this channel 3 years ago, our business would absolutely be incomparable to where we actually are right now. And that is probably the one thing I would take away. If you can produce content consistently across multiple platforms at a high quality level, then your business will be in a completely different spot, even after 6 weeks. If that last part did actually really resonate, you're like, okay, actually, I need to get moving. But it's just something that you are struggling to craft out time or resources for. We are running a free content week for people who qualify. There's no contract, there's no call. If you go to the link in the description, if you fill out the onboarding process, the way it will work is we will put all of our expertise, we will script you a long form video, you go and record it, we will edit it, we will then actually repurpose that content across multiple platforms. It's completely free content week, exactly how we would run it typically. So yeah, if you want to check that out, see if you qualify for that offer, links in the description, and it's a 5-minute process to get going. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.